Alright, this is what we're going to be creating today, a BRUT body spray. Alright, so here I'm on Cinema 4D R19. So let's go ahead and then get started. I'll go by and create a new document. Then I'll come over here to filter, then turn on grid. I'll go to my render settings. Then I'll make sure that I'm on 1280 by 720. Alright, cool. Then let's go ahead and create a cylinder. Then go to display, then choose color shading. Then let's disable the caps. Then let's make our cylinder 12 centimeters. Then by the radius of 2.1. Alright, cool. Then okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Then choose our rotation segments to 12. That's cool. And let's go to the front view. Then let's zoom in just like that. And I need you to go to options, then configure. Okay, here we're gonna add the reference image. Okay, let's click on this icon. Then I'll choose my reference image. I'll leave the download link in the description. So I'll choose the front reference, then open. Then here there are a few things I'm gonna change in the attributes panel, which is the size. I'll make it 30. Okay, then I'll also change the offset, okay, to minus 0.02. Alright, then here on Y to 1.5. Alright, cool. So let's go to the perspective view and see what we have. Alright, so let's make that editable by clicking this. Okay, so let's go back to the front view. Alright, let me position myself clear here. For this one, I'll turn off grid. Okay, now it's time for extruding. I'll go to the line mode, then here in the select menu, choose loop selection. Okay, shortcut is UL. Right, so let's select this loop at the top here. Then let's press D to extrude, then click and drag to the right side, then come over somewhere here. Then let's add one subdivision here in the attributes panel, just like that. Then let's extrude again here to the top. Then let's create two subdivisions for this one. Then let's go to the scale tool, then scale that, okay, to fit our reference image. Let me zoom in. Then I'll press UL to select this other loop selection, then press T, shortcut of scale. Okay, let's click and left drag, UL again, T to scale, UL, T to scale. Okay, once again here. Alright, until we have something like this. Okay, let's go to the perspective view. That's cool. Right, let's go back to the front view and see what we can do here. So now let's extrude once again, UL, then select the loop, then go to the move tool, hold down. Actually, let's extrude. Let's use D, but instead let's choose the subdivision to 0. Then let's click and drag to the right to extrude, maybe to somewhere here. That's okay. Let's go to the front, also to the perspective. Then I need you to select this loop, UL, then select that. Let's go to the mesh. Alright, then let's go to the commands, then H to spline. Right, let's move this spline down here, and then let's disable the cylinder for a moment, then so that you can work with this spline. Okay, I'm gonna come here to then create this extrude. Then I'll make that a child of extrude. Alright, it's a little messy. I'm going to come over here in the attributes panel and then change from 20 centimeters to 0. Okay, this is what we have. Then select extrude, then make it editable. That's okay. Go to line mode, UL, as you know. Then go to the move tool. Oh, sorry. Let's press UL once again. UL. Select that, go to the move tool. Okay, let's extrude that up by holding down Control, then use this arrow key, green arrow key, and extrude that up. Alright, then for this one, I think we're gonna need to come here to the front and then position that up to somewhere here, that just to mesh that. Alright, let's go back to the perspective, then select this surface, press D to delete, go to the points mode, deselect everything, then choose optimize. Okay, fine, let's go back to the edge mode. Then for this one, let's press D or right click, choose extrude. Okay, fine, then let's extrude, clicking and tracking. Then I want you to come over here in the attributes panel, then the edge angle, let's choose 90 degrees, something like that. Okay, then let's go back to the front view. Then in the offset, let's decrease that to maybe 11 or 12. Okay, let's just choose 12. Then let's go back to the perspective. Okay, for the into the 4 views. Then let's zoom in here. Then let's extrude that again. All right, maybe 22 centimeters here in the offset attributes panel. All right, so then let's go to the perspective. Okay, let's extrude that again, while it's to have 90 degrees angle. Okay, to the right. All right, to have something like that, that's okay. Right, so for now, let me enable the body. Okay, let me rename that as body. And that one, I'll say top part. Okay, that's okay. Then I'll make the body to the top. Then this one here. Alright, so let me rotate just to see that everything is working okay. Okay, it looks like we're okay. So let me select this body part, then disable the body part, then go to the select loop selection, as you know, UL. Let's move that up instead of scaling. Okay, to have something like that. Right, what I need to do is to scale this top part so that it becomes a little bit smaller than that other one. So I need to come over here to object, then okay, before I scale that, let's go here to mesh, axis center, then execute that. Right, so now we can scale that a little bit, something like that. Okay, let's go to the line mode now. Then all right, you are good now. Let's get that inner a little bit. Still, you can see here it's overlapping, which is what I don't want. Let me zoom in. As you can see over here, it's overlapping. So let me go ahead and scale that down a little bit until it's not overlapping. Yeah, just like that. Okay, let me go to the front and see what I have here. Okay, now we have a problem. This is not matching up. Okay, let me scale that so that it matches up. Okay, we're gonna fix this thing later, or let's fix it now. Let me select the body, then deselect the top part, select that UL, select the top part. Okay, then scale that down, select the top part, then move that down. All right, I scale that up so that it hides. Right, let's go back to work. Right, for this one, for the top part, I'm gonna move that down. Okay, like that. Then I'll scale it in, just like that. Now what I need to do is, again, to extrude that inner, press D to extrude. Then let's extrude that into 90 degrees. Let's go to the move tool, then press D again. Okay, for this moment, I'll choose reset values and then extrude that. Just like so. Then I'll move that down a little bit. Then I'll just scale that a little bit, like so. Then I'll extrude that the shortcut way, hold down Control, then extrude that. Then let's go to the front. Then let's make it over here so that it lines up with that thing. Okay, let's press D to extrude that again, but make sure the angle is 90 degrees. Okay, let me select that. Press D, make sure it's 90 degrees. Then let's extrude that. Okay, to something like that. All right, that's okay. All right, now let's go ahead and then select this loop, UL to select the loop. Then let's go to the mesh commands, then H to spline. All right, I will expand that, then click and drag that outside the group. Put that at the top. Then I'll hide those. Okay, so we have this spline. So for now, what we need to do is come here, then create an extrude, make that a child, go to the extrude, then make that 0 centimeters. Right, let's make that editable. Go to extrude, then move that out, delete that. Let's go to the surface. Let's select the extrude, come over here to the object mode, then under the mesh, choose axis center, then execute. Don't change anything. That's okay. So now let's go to the line mode, then UL to select the loop. Hold down, okay, go to the move tool, then extrude that up by holding down the Control, then use this Control Z. Okay, hold down Control. Then let's extrude that up. Then let's go to the surfaces, then delete the surface. Okay, so let's enable the top part. All right, let's rotate that. Then select this loop. Let's go to the front. Okay, let's move that to somewhere here. Then let's scale that to mesh that. All right, let's extrude that. Okay, let's extrude that using these arrows. Hold down Control, click and drag upward. Okay, let's go to the perspective view and then do the same here. Press D, make sure it's 90 degrees, then let's extrude inner. Okay, before we let anything go, let's move that up a little bit, then go to scale, then let's make sure we line that up, then let's extrude that up again. Okay, something like that. Press UL, then select this loop. Okay, go to the move tool, then let's position that just like that. Okay, cool. Let's go to the top here. Okay, let me rotate a little bit here and see what I have. Okay, so here we need to create this. This is gonna be the press button. Okay, so let me go back to the to that other file. Then I'll rotate here so to see what I wanna create. Okay, this is what I want to. I want to create this press button, sort of a thumb shape. Right, let me go back again. Okay, so for this one, I'll just use the loop selection as well. Then go to the move tool or press D to select the extrude. Make sure it's 90 degrees. All right, then I'll extrude that. I'll scale that. Then press KL for the loop cut. Then I create another cut. I should have done with the extrude. Still, it's okay. Then let's right click and then choose close polygon hole. Then we're gonna close that. Okay, fine. Let's right click, then choose the line cut. Then let's position ourselves clear, and then let's create a cut over here. Okay, then make sure it's a single cut. Right, create another one here, then another one here, then the one across over here. That's okay. Okay, so now we need to create that thumb fill. So I'll come over here to the live selection, then come over here to the points mode, then I'll select these 3 points. Okay, for this one I think it's optional. You can just do whatever you think it's okay or you think it works. Okay, then I'll move that down just like that. Then I'll rotate, then also select these other 3 just like that, then move that down to shape that shape, to make that shape. Then I'll make sure that I've selected all the points that I want here. Then I'll move that up. Like I said, these are my personal preferences, so there are no rules here. Then I'll select these inner surfaces here. Then I'll hold down Control to extrude inner. Then I'll scale that in a little bit. I think something like this. Okay, let me enable the body part. Then I'll just rename that as press button. Then I'll move that down like that. Okay, I think we are now done with the modeling. So the next part here is the smoothing process, which is the subdivision, which are subdivision surfaces. So okay, let's go ahead and get started with subdivision. So I'll select everything here, then right click, choose group objects, then I'll create this subdivision surfaces, then make that a child. Okay, cool. Then I'll disable the top part, then the press button. We have something. Okay, this is what we have now. So let me go ahead and disable this subdivision. Then let me select the body, go to the line mode. Then for this, we're gonna be using the loop cut. So let's right click, then choose the loop cut. Alright, I'm going to create some cuts around these edges here. Okay, I'll create one over here. Okay, then I'll also create one over here, then press space button twice to reselect the knife, then create one also here, then do the same, then create one also here. All right, so that's what we have now. So let's go back to the front. Then let's enable subdivision. Okay, I want you to come over here, then choose ISO palms, then okay, everything is set. As you can see now, we have lost our shape, so we can also control or change that here in the front view. Okay, so let's go back to our loop selection, UL, then select that. Okay, choose the scale to shape that. Okay, I will do the process. Okay, press T for scale. Okay, let's scale that, UL, then press T, try to shape that, UL, T. Alright, something like that, UL, T for scale. Alright, we're getting something here. Okay, let's go ahead and keep on reshaping. Oh, that's too much, something like that. Okay, press T. Okay, we're getting something. UL, then let's choose this one. All right, then the last two. Okay, the last one. All right, T. Okay, so let's go back to the perspective. Then I need you to create another loop cut over here, something like that. No, let me disable the subdivision. I think we have a little bit of a problem here. Let me undo that. Then disable subdivision once again. Right. Let's create another one more loop here. Then let's go back to the front view, then enable the subdivision surfaces. Then over here, let's scale that. Maybe something like that. And then I think that's okay. So let's render that and see what we have. Or instead, let me go back and then rotate. Okay, we're getting something. Right, let's go ahead and work on the top part. Alright, then for this one, I'll go ahead and disable the body part. Also the subdivision. Then let's choose the KL, which is the loop cut. Then let's make some cuts over here. Then over here also. Over here. Alright, let's continue adding the cuts here. One more cut here, one more cut over there. Alright, so let's enable subdivision and see what we have. Okay, I think that's what I'm expecting. All right, let's go to the press button. Okay, so there is a space here which I don't want, so let's create another cut here. Then instead let's scale that. Something is it's not working here, so let me undo that. Let's use UL, then select this one, then press T, and then scale that. Alright, that's what I'm expecting now. Okay, let me enable subdivision. Right, it's working okay. So let's go to the press button, then disable that subdivision, then disable also the top part, then press KL to select the loop cut. Okay, so for this one I'll just create the cuts here, one more cut here, one more cut over here, and I'll also create another cut here, and one more here, then the last one here, just around the corner edges, as you can see. Then let me enable the subdivision, then the body, also the top part. Let me zoom out a little bit, then I'll render. Right, we are getting there. So these edges, I think they are so tight here on the body. I'll disable that. I think something went wrong here. Let's go back to the front. Then I want this one, UL, to be equal to this one to be same size with this one, right? And I'll move it down, then press UL again. Okay, this one also is these are my preferences. Right, let me enable subdivision and see. Right, that's cool. Let me zoom out and render. Right, let's move on to the next step now. Okay, I think we are done with modeling, so let's move on to texturing. All right, so here, okay, let me close all that. Okay, so I'll start by creating a new material. Create material, then I'll type in body. All right, then I'll expand that, then disable the subdivision. Then I'll select the body, then come over here to surfaces. Then all right, there is one more thing that we did not do, which is the bottom. So let's go ahead and fix that. UL, then let's press D, make sure it's 90 degrees angle, then let's extrude that. Then let's extrude that once again. Okay, undo that. Press D. Now make sure it's 0. So then let's extrude inner. Then let's rotate that. Then Control Z. Okay, disable the enable axis. Then let's move that up again, just like that. Then right click, choose close polygon hole. So simple. So let's press K twice, or right click, then choose the line cut. Then we're gonna create some cuts here. 1, 2, 3, then the last one here. Then let's choose KL, then create the loop cut that will balance over here. Then create another loop cut here. Okay, so that's how subdivisions works. Another loop cut here, another loop cut here. Enable surface, subdivision surfaces. That's cool, it's working. Disable that. Rotate that. Okay, position that. Fine. And then press UL, go to the surfaces, then select this these polygons, hold down shift, select that. Let me zoom in a little bit, then select also this one, hold down shift. Then let's go to the bottom of the bogle, then zoom in, rotate, then select this one again. Let's zoom out. Alright, so now we have these polygon surfaces. Let's double click that, then go to the color. Okay, for this one I'll come over here. Okay, it doesn't matter anyway, so let me come over on this little icon here, then go to the materials. Instead I'll go to the texture. Okay, then select this texture. Okay, so I created this texture using Photoshop. Then I'll leave the download link in the description so that you can download. Then choose open. No. Then click and drag this material into these polygons. All right. Deselect everything. So now we have our texture right around our body. Right, so let's render that and see what we have. So close. Then let's enable the subdivision. Okay, so the moment we enable that, we are having some problems with the stretching. So let's go to the subdivisions, then fix that by changing from standard to boundary. Alright, so let me rotate that. As you can see, we have now the... Okay, as you can see now we have a problem. So there are some ways to fix that. So let's go ahead and then fix that. We're gonna come over here to our texture tag. Then in the projection, let's choose cylindrical. Okay, so the moment we do that, you can see this is what we have. So let's go to the texture, then let's zoom out, then let's scale that texture, Control Z. Let's come over here into enable access, then enable that. Okay, so let's scale that. Right, instead we're gonna come over here into the front. Let's keep on scaling. Okay, let's select that and then disable tile. Let's go to the perspective. Alright, you're gonna scale that until it fits. Okay, something like that. Okay, let's go to our object mode. Let's rotate that. Okay, you can see now our texture is feeling the way that we want. So let's go to the render settings, then anti-aliasing. Let's choose best, close. Let's render that for a moment. Okay, we are progressing. All right, so the next step here is to create the material for this top part, which is like aluminium. So for this one, I downloaded this material from the Egmotion website. Okay, they are for free, so I'll leave the download link in the description. So let me show you how to put them into Cinema 4D. Okay, let me go back here for a moment. Okay, so here they are. So once you download them, you just copy, then go to your local disk, then choose program files, Maxon. Let's go to Maxon, then library, then browser, then paste over here, then save your project, then open again Cinema 4D. Once you do that, come over to your content browser. Okay, let me go back, then choose Action Shader Pack. Here they are. So for now, I'll choose aluminium, then click and drag to the click and drag into the materials panel. Then let me go back to the objects panel. Then I'll select this aluminium, then drop into the top part, right? Then I'll come over here to the body. Then okay, let me choose isopalms here. To the body, then to the surfaces, then press UL. Okay, so I think for this one, I think there are some shortcuts which you can do a little bit more faster. Choose the rectangle, choose tolerant selection, click and drag up to, yeah, let me see. Yeah, up to there. Then let's go to the perspective, then drop that into the selected polygons. So let's render that and see what we have. Okay. Then let's create another material for this press button. I'll double click. I'll choose our right press button. Then I'll come over here, then disable the reflectance. Then I'll make that dark, something like that. Then I'll drop that into the press button. Okay, cool. I think we are now done with the materials. So let's focus on lighting. Alright, so for the lighting process, let's go ahead and create the sky, and then create material for the sky. Okay, I'll type in sky, then I'll double click, come over here to texture, this on this icon, then I'll leave this in the description to download, then choose this HDRI, open, no, then drag and drop to the sky. Right, some few things need to be changed here. Right click Cinema 4D text, then compositing, then let's make that okay, let's disable seen by camera. If we render now, can't see anything. Okay, cool. So there are some few things that we need to change here, the background, so that we have that grayish background. So let's come over here, then create it like that. So we need to create a material for the background. Type in BG, and let's double click that. So for this one, I need you to come over here and click on this arrow, then choose gradient, then click on top of this gradient, then choose 2D V, then change some few things here. Then let's make this sort of grayish, then double click that, make that grayish but close to be white. Okay, that's okay. Then let's click and drop that into the background. Then let's render that. Okay, it looks cool, but we need to create the flow for the shadows. So let's go ahead and create the flow. Okay, let's disable this in enable access. Then let's move our object over here. Okay, I'm moving the null, which is I'm moving everything. Alright, so now we have the flow. So if I render that, you can see we have a little bit of a problem. So let's go ahead and use this background material, then drop it to the flow material. Okay, let's render that again. Still have a problem. So I need to come over here, then choose, okay, then select this material, choose the projection, then to frontal, then render. We still have the problem, but we are getting there. So let's right click, Cinema 4D text, compositing text, then make it a compositing text, then let's render that. Right, we've solved the problem. Alright, so it's now time to create the lights. So let's go ahead and create the lights. Okay, I'll drop down this light here. So I'll create 3 or 4 or 5 additional lights, but instead I'll use Morgraph cloner, then make that a child of a cloner. So let's select the cloner, then come over here. Okay, so for you to see better, let me choose 4 views. As you can see, our lights are stacked up. Then let's choose our mode to radial. Okay, still, then let's choose our plane to XZ. Right, they are now okay. Let's go to the perspective, then position our lights, maybe to somewhere here. Then let's choose the light, then let's reduce the intensity to something like 50. So let's render that and see what we have. That's okay. Let's create the additional light, which is gonna be the area light. Let me zoom out, then scale that down. Then I'll move that to the top. I'll rotate that 90 degrees, something like that. Okay. Then for this one, I'll make it 55% intensity. Then here in the shadows, I'll make area shadows. So let's go ahead and render that. Okay, let me zoom in and see what we have. Alright, we are now done with our lights. So let's go ahead and change some few things here. I'll double click this body material, then come over here into reflectance. Then I'll delete the one that we have. Then let's add Perfume here. Then few things we need to change. Let's choose the Fresnel, then make it dielectric. Right. So here in the reflection strength, I'll just turn that down to something like 50, 52, something like that. All right. Or maybe a little bit like, yeah, that's okay. Then let's get out. Then let's do the same. Let's leave the aluminum just like that. Let's render and see what we have. All right. Okay, that's cool. So some other few things that we need to change here. Let's go to the press button. Okay. Then here in the reflectance, I'll just delete that, then enable that. Then let's add again Perfume, then let's make it dielectric. Okay, for this one I'll reduce the reflection strength to something like, yeah, like that. Okay, let's render and see what we have. All right, we are now close. Okay, there's the other thing that we need to create here, the lid. As you can see here on this project, we have this lid here. So let's go ahead and create that first. Okay, so for this one to be fast, let's disable first the textures. Then let's go to the body. Okay, I'll use the loop selection. Then let's go to the mesh, then commands. Okay, then edge to spline, like we always do. Okay, let's create the extrude, make that a child. All right, change properties here to 0. Then let's make that editable. Okay, move that outside, then delete the null. All right, then let's go to the mesh. Okay, object mode, then mesh, axis center, then execute that. Fine. So let's go to the line mode, then press UL and select this loop, then go to the move tool. Okay, let's go back here and then go to the display, then choose lines. Okay, let's extrude that, hold down control, move something like that. Then let's scale that a little bit to have something like that. Okay, we now have our lid. Let's go back, then rotate, go to the surface mode, then let's select the surface, press delete. Let's rotate that, UL to select the loop selection, go to the line mode, press D, and let's change the angle to 90. Okay, instead minus 90. Alright, change the offset values to something like that. Okay, let's zoom in, right click, close polygon hole, like that, press KK twice. Okay, let's close that, come over here, then create the last one, KL for the loop. Let's choose symmetrical for this one, create one, then the one created at the bottom, deselect that, create one here, create one here. Then let's choose the live selection, go to the surfaces, select these surfaces, then hold down control, extrude that in a little bit, and maybe scale that just like that. Let's rotate that. Okay, I'll turn off the top part. Okay, let me turn off everything. Then select this line over there, press D, make sure it's minus 90. Okay, I will change the offset of this one, something like that. Then extrude again, then KL for the loop. Okay, I'll create one here. Then I'm trying to create the other one here. Okay, so that's all for the lid. So let me rename that lid. Then press E for the move tool. Then I'll position that over there. If I render that, we now have the lid. Okay, great. So let's create the texture for the lid. Double click, rename that lid. Okay, so let's double click and create the texture. So for this one, I will choose the color from the picture, come over here. Then if you don't have the picture already, come over here, then select the picture, then open, then position the color that you want. For now I want green, then come over here to reflectance, delete that, add Beckerman, go to the Fresnel, choose dielectric. Okay, lower down the reflection. We're good to go. Right, let's enable everything. Options, textures. Let's render that. Okay, we are progressing. Right, let me zoom in a little bit. So for now, I need to position this lid to be here at the ground, so I can move in, rotate, but there is a simpler way here. So for me to do that, I'll choose the floor, then right click, come here to simulation, then select, undo that. Okay, I wanted to choose simulation, then collider body, then come over here to lead simulation, then rigid body. Right, so let me go ahead and play that. As you can see, we're done. Let's delete the text, delete also this one, come over here and choose weld. Let's position that along the y-axis. Let's rotate that. Let's lock the y so that we won't rotate. Let's enable that. Okay, maybe something like that. Let's move it. All right. So now let me render and see what we have. Right, that's beautiful. So maybe for the lid, let me go to the mesh, commands, access center, then execute that. Then let's rotate it one more time to maybe so. Let's render that. Perfect. Okay, one more thing. Let's come over here to the render settings, then come to the effect, ambient occlusion, then choose the global illumination. Alright, so let's change the accuracy to close to 100, minimum samples and maximum samples. Let's just crank that up. Okay, these are advanced steps, so just do for your own preference. Right, then let's render that to the picture viewer. It's gonna take some time, but I think it's worth it. All right, as you can see, this is rendering with the break with so this is rendering with the background. So it means it's gonna cause us some problems. So what we can do here, we want this global illumination to focus on this body spray and then this lid. So not this floor, because it's gonna cause problems of the gradient that we created, which is a sort of a grayish. So what we need to do is let's minimize that, then come over here to the background and double click to select the tab. Okay, you can use that. Then come over here to Illumination, then disable receive GI. So the moment we do that, let's go back here. Sorry, let's come over here. As you can see, we no longer have that gradient background. So after we disable the illumination, the receive GI in the illumination tab, so if we render again, so let me render that. Wanna stop it? Yes. Now it's focusing into this body spray and then the lid, so it's now fast and it won't affect our background. As you can see here, it's no longer gradient, but if we come here, you can see it's maintaining that grayscale gradient. Alright, I think that's it for today. If you have some questions, you can just post in the comments section. Thank you for watching.